Hey everybody, welcome to GGS Railways. Alright, we're going to continue tonight with the Bicentennial train, the repowering. I didn't publish the video, but I did a partial video of repowering the guy. We used a older pull-mower motor, but this one didn't work very well. The reason I wanted to go with this one was because it's got an oil wick, and it's just a little bit more substantial than what was in there. Actually, it's a lot more substantial than what was in there. But this one just doesn't work very well, so I bought this guy here, which is also a magnet traction motor, and I believe this one works a little bit better. We put him on the track. He seemed to work pretty well. Now, one of the other options that we did, and one of the other things that I bought, is I bought an entire GP7 chassis, and I'll show you a video here in a second of how this worked and how it pulled the Bicentennial train. This worked okay, but it's not the older style pull-mower motor, and I'm kind of wanting that if we can do it. But if we last resort, we can use this. And once again, I'll show you a video here in a second. Unlike this one, it doesn't have magnet traction, so I'm kind of leaning towards this one if we can. So, all right, let's show you the video of the GP7 pulling the Bicentennial train, and then we'll move on. Alright guys, we are either in Lionel heaven or Lionel hell. Take your pick. So just a quick review, this was the original motor with this cheap white plastic cap that just melted and just kind of screwed up our world on this motor. Anyway, very difficult to find one of these that's new, and even more difficult to find the armature, so we just decided to go a different route because this would just happen again, frankly. Pulling 13 cars, a caboose, and a dummy, that's going to happen again. So anyway, this is a better motor that we're going to put in, and physically, well, I guess this isn't connected. This motor that we put in, I just noticed is smaller than this one we're going to install. I think this is probably out of like a switcher or maybe even burrow crane. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think this one will be better. Let's go ahead and get this other guy out of here, and we can get started. I already took the retainers out. So I don't know if I have video of this one running or not. I was pretty disappointed, so I don't think so, but maybe. If I do, I'll put it right here. Alright, so let's get this motor disconnected. So one of the things that I had to do when I modified this was that, as you can see on the original motor, the pickups are on the on the motor, and on this style they're not. So what I had to do was, my dummy had a pickup on the, we can go ahead and take this out, on the back, and I just powered off of this. So I think that'll work again for what we're doing here. So alright, the only thing that's not going to work out real well on this is the E-unit. Doesn't really have a good place to go, and the rod won't be long enough. But what I'm thinking about is we're just going to maybe just park him in neutral and maybe worry about, or not neutral, in forwards, and just not worry about that right now. So the other challenge we're going to have is that the front coupler will not be correct. It will not stick out as far as it does on this one. But I think that's probably a small price to pay to make the Bicentennial locomotive work. So, while browsing eBay, I found this. And I guess, you know, that would be like the last resort. the last option for yeah, having a Bicentennial locomotive. I like this quite a bit. I did make an offer on it. It was not accepted. So yeah, I'm going to take that as an omen. So all right, so this guy just simply goes in here just like the other one did. And I think this will be good. So this one came with new springs and the retainers, or somebody was able to get them off without damaging them. Take your pick. And those are in this bag. Let's go ahead and get those out. So I'm going to say that whoever did this knew what they were doing. Like I say, I gave this motor a little bit of power, and it went like gangbusters. As opposed to the GP7, which was kind of it seemed like he was a little tired, and he looks a little tired. He looks like he's been rigged a few times. So anyway, nothing wrong with Frankenstein locomotives, but I think we could probably do better for this. All right, so onward. So it's got these, and I'll show you one. What I just did. They look like little plates, and they just simply hold the spring like this. So keep the spring from rubbing up against the frame. Gives us something to spring off of. And the springs go over the little pegs like that. And then these little retainers go over the clip. Now I'm wondering if I ought not use the old retainers that are broken already. And the reason for that is in case we need to take this back out, I'll still have some good retainers. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because these will still work. Kind of, sort of. And we can certainly take them back out if we need to. So, alright. There's one. There's two. They're in there, they're good. So, alright, that's in there. And that's just exactly how that goes. So, you notice I cut all the wires on the E unit on the last attempt. It was necessary to make it work in the way that I wanted it to work. So this E unit will need to be grounded because it's not going to be on here like it normally is. So what I'm thinking we'll do is we'll just loop the wire through somewhere and ground it, and that ought to work, I think. And hopefully that's locked into forwards. I believe it is. Well, you know, I don't know. But that's how it goes, so it really wouldn't be that difficult to change it if it's not. So, alright, let's go ahead and get this little button unstarted off of here. And that'll be our pickup point for the center rail of the track. Alright, is it melting? Is it doing anything? Well, I'll tell you what. Someday we may need to get a new soldering iron. So, alright, let me get this little cap off. That tip's got to be really clean or else it just doesn't work. Alright. So, let's see if we can get this to melt now. If not, we'll just cut it. It really should just melt. Goes. Getting nice and melty now. So that should just pull off. Should just pull off of there. You know, when you want it to do something, sometimes it doesn't. Probably push it out. I almost got it. Trying to save that little button is what I'm trying to do. It's coming real handy. Alright. So, I'm trying. It's just not going. Come on now. Here we go. I got it. So actually, I think what that is, I think that's the I think that's the base for a lamp, because it's got the spring on here as well. All right, but that's where the power will pick up, and that's also where we can take our lights off of later if we find that this actually does work. I'm pretty excited. We're going to put this together in kind of a haphazard way, just to see if it'll work, and then we'll come back and we'll button it up in a little more substantial way. Just really curious to see if this is going to work. This wire is not cooperating at all. There it goes. Just needed a little little persuasion there. So right, here's the positive from that side, and we're just going to hook it here. And I may slide a piece of heat shrink tubing over there, or if it looks like it'll stay out of the way, maybe not. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. All right, so like I was saying earlier, I'm going to find a spot to solder this into, and we'll go from there. I think what I can do is I can just loop this through here maybe, and maybe we can solder it to that. I think that looks pretty good. I think that'll work. I should have probably fluxed that before I looped it through there. I always want to use the flux because otherwise the solder really just doesn't want to stick very well. And you really kind of want it to stick. Alright, so that's more than enough. I really shouldn't use your fingers with the flux either. But yeah. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, let's get this going. I'm pretty excited. Can you tell? Probably. Let's see. Let me get this solder in here maybe. Please work. It would be so nice if you just worked. And I think it may have. Wow. Alright. Well, you know what? With that, we are actually ready to put this on a track. I mean, I know that sounds a little premature maybe, but I think we are. I think it'll work like this. So let's see. What do I need to worry about? Anything? Yeah, it needs to lay on its back, it looks, or on its side, because the other side's got polarity to it, I see. Alright, let's take it in there, let's see what happens. I'm excited. Let's do it. Alright guys, here we are in the train room, and we got the UB36 chassis, the Bicentennial locomotive chassis here on the track. We've got the magnet traction motor in there from probably the 50s. That's just a guess. Probably a good guess though. And it's got the pull-more motor, the bigger motor. Like I said, the last one that we tried was the smaller motor. It did not work. It was painful. It was painful. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. I'm pretty excited. I hope you guys are too. Let's see if we are going to get to run the Bicentennial locomotive tonight or not. Let's see. Wow. Yes. Oh my goodness, guys. Now that's exciting. So this motor doesn't have the cheap plastic, white plastic casing. It's magnet traction, so no traction tires. And it is not struggling, and it is doing really, really well. I am as pleased as I could possibly be. All right. So I think we should take it back over to the workbench, and I think we should put the shell on it. And I think we're going to get to run this guy tonight. Let's do it. All right, everybody, I'm super excited. Let's get some of this wiring buttoned up and straightened up and maybe a little more neat. And then we're gonna get the shell on here. And I'm gonna be excited. Well, I'm already excited. So let's see, I guess I did remember to wire back in our light. So that's a good thing. And I think where this connection all comes together, I think I'm gonna do some heat shrink tubing here to keep us out of trouble. Keep things right. Let's see, I know I have a piece right here somewhere that's about this size. That's obviously not it. So let's see, where is the larger piece? Is that it? That might be it. I don't want too large, but yeah, I think that'll work. Well, you know, I think we're gonna have to use the larger. We didn't want to do that, but you know, I guess if that's the worst thing that happens, we're okay. All right, it needs to be about that long. My scientific measuring, as always. All right. Got my lighter here. Got that ready. All right. So there's one end buttoned up. And we'll figure out how to straighten this up here in a minute, just as soon as we get this other one going here. So that's the third rail, middle rail, however you want to say it. And then this one will be the outside rails. So that'll make our light work, which will be good. So let's see, I don't think I've fluxed this wire just yet. I'll do that real quick. We'll just kind of loop this together. There's already a little bit of solder on there. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I think we can find out easily enough. You know, I believe it might be. I guess it would kill us to get some more solder on there. Let's see what we got. You know, why not put just an extra dab on there, right? You know, we've had enough trouble out of this guy for a while now, so I feel like anything we can do to make it better, we should do. All right, I'm super excited because I think this is going to work. I mean, we know it's going to work, but I mean, I think it's going to work well. So, all right, this is not exactly the repair that I envisioned making originally. Originally, I was going to repair the original motor, but as I said, the more I learned about that motor and the more I looked at how it was built, that's just not a good motor. MPC, or they just really kind of messed over the model train community. That's, you know, an opinion, but it is my opinion. So all right, let's see, how can I make this guy go? I think we can make him go on this side. We'll just make him go to that same peg that I got my other ground connected to. All right, so I feel like this is working really well. Get this guy fluxed up, and I think there's probably enough solder on that for sure. Well, for sure, I say for sure, but I think there's enough solder on this other to just make this work without a lot of hassle. So let's see, I'll get it to go on here. Let's see. Uh-oh. Well, all right. I know what we have to do. We have to twist them together and then solder it. All right, I can do that. I can do that. I really can. All right. We'll just flux both ends here. And we ought to be good. So, all right, let's try it again. I think we might have it. I believe we do. That looks pretty good. All right, so now all we gotta do is get this wiring mess cleaned up. A little not really well organized so far, but I think we can do it. It's all right. So in case anybody missed it, this is the E unit for this motor. This is the E unit for the old motor, and we're going to leave this E motor in here, and we're just going to leave it as a static forward for now. We can always change it later if our little hearts desire, but for right now my heart does not desire. So we're going to leave it like that. So, all right, feeling like this is looking pretty good. I think I just changed how I want my geometry a little bit here though. Kind of want to keep it out of that swing if I can of this truck, and I think I just did, so that's cool. That's good. So, all right, looking pretty good, I think. Just change that to that side. So let's see, I don't think I have any of those little plastic ties. I have a bread tie. You really shouldn't use a bread tie with wire. All right, well, you know, we will figure something out here. Let's see. Well, I could use a piece of wire. That would actually work okay, I think. If if we use the same type, maybe. What do you think? Yes or no? I think it'd be okay. I think it will be okay. Just tie that together. It's just to make it a little neater in here is all. No, not much else. So should we make it a double knot? Do you think it matters? Well, you know what? Matters or not, I'm not going to do it. Go ahead and cut that off. Or else we'll have the same problem of unruly that we had to start with. So, all right, there we go with that. I think that looks pretty good. Now, I guess what we need to do is make sure that this light can go up in where it needs to go. Let's see. I should wash my hands real quick. Let me do that. All right, guys. As I probably have told you before, you want to have your hands clean when you handle your shells, because what will happen is that this gunk and stuff will actually stain the shell, and you really don't want that. So, still having some wiring shenanigans here. Not really the kind of shenanigans I really want. Alright, so let's see if we can get this in here, and then we'll see if we can get it where this shell will go on there. Alright, got it snapped in, I believe. Now, is it going to work? I believe it will. Alright, so we're going to tuck all of our wires inside. I just noticed that the the screw for the shell is in the shell. That's really weird. Alright, not sure how that happened. Alright, so this is going to have to go in a little bit more on the wire. Alright. I think we can get this. I think. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this, I think. And I'm always nervous on these rails about scratching it. Really don't want to scratch it. And I got it on the wrong side of the freaking peg. Wow. Talk about not very good luck. Alright, come on, guy. Boy. Really testing my patience, isn't it? There it goes. So, alright, we got it on both sides correctly. Get these little rails snapped in. Make sure none of our wires are sticking out. They're not. So, alright. You know, I'm no expert, but I think we may have a UB36 or whatever this is. I think that's right, UB36, yeah. And in just a moment or two. So, alright, I feel like that rail could be a little better. It looks okay though. Alright, let's put the screws back in. And then it's about time to put this guy on the track, see how we did. I think we may actually be coming to a close on this little chapter. For now, anyway. That other offering on eBay was sure tempting. It was sure pretty, wasn't it? Just a little more than I could justify right now. But, you know, something like that might still be available when I can afford it. I don't know. We'll see. They'll kind of work out like they're supposed to, if you let them. Alright, so I think I got the screw in there correctly. I didn't have it in there correctly last time, it turns out. So, alright. We are ready. We are ready to put this guy on the track. We are ready to see what it's going to do. Let's do it. I am so excited. Alright, if this isn't a great sight, I don't know what is. So we got the Bicentennial repaired. He worked quite well. We're having a little bit of problem on that track with it getting the traction through the magnet traction. This Cargraves track isn't quite as deep as regular Lionel track, but I just thought it would be easier to make it go around the curves if the curves weren't quite so tight. So that's the reason why I put it on here. I mean, it works fine, But yeah, anyway, let's try it out. Yes, sir. It's a really good sight. So apparently the fix for MPC era locomotives is to un-MPC them. So yes, we retrofitted this guy with a, I believe it's a 50 style pull-more motor, and it's got magnet traction and works quite well. I like it very, very much. So yeah, if you're wondering, the dummy isn't on there because I can't get his coupler to work quite right. I've always had a problem with that. That's nothing all that new. Now the flashing light that we noticed before, that is simply a socket that's much like a Christmas tree bulb socket, with much like a Christmas tree bulb, and it just, every time it vibrates, it's going to flash on and off like that. It's just, once again, MPC error. Not a great design. So yeah, the little fastener in there that I was so enamored with is only good for the fastener, and that's about it. So it looks like in the meantime maybe the bulb has stopped working. Well, no, I still see it flickering. All right, this is pretty cool, huh? All right, who wants to see it go maybe a little faster? Because I kind of think I want to see it go a little faster. Yes, that was definitely the ticket. Wow. Very, very nice. And we don't have to worry about it overheating and melting some cheap white plastic. This is a very, very nice, good, when Lionel was good type motor. So, all right, I am well pleased with this. Let's go ahead and slow him down. That's way too fast. All right, guys. Well, I think this has been or I'm going to call it a success. Pretty nice. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure and give it a thumbs up. If you're not yet a member of our family, our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Up to a fairly large family now, but you know, you guys still mean a lot. Every one of you is special to me. We appreciate your friendship, your camaraderie. Really, I mean, you guys are the best. Alright guys, with no further ado, I am super happy and I'm super excited, but I'm also super sleepy. So I'm going to call this it for now. We will definitely run this more in the coming days, weeks, months, years. Because with this motor we can do that. I am excited. This is a vast improvement. Alright guys, GGS Railways out.